Hi, Jeremy Schoonmaker here, Pre-Sales Technical Consultant for the Channel MPS Group. And in this video, I want to show you how to simplify retrieving jobs from job storage. Now, you may use job storage quite a bit. You find that you want to protect your jobs and keep them from being taken, being left on the output tray, and want to require users to authenticate before they pull their jobs. But a traditional pull print solution might not be up your alley, so you can use HP's job storage application. Now, with job storage, it's going to save the job directly to the device, and there's not much you have to do to set up our devices to get that to work, but if you use that a lot, especially with a lot of users, there may be some things you can do that make it more simple, okay? So it can take out steps from retrieving those jobs. So what I'm going to show you in this video is I'm going to spend just the first 3 or 4 minutes kind of being boring and just showing you settings between two MFPs that are going to make this easier, and then I'll go through kind of a live demo of each and show you the difference between using these settings. So on my 586 here, this page-wide 586, the first setting that I'm going to change is I've got this behavior when users are authenticated. This is in security and protect stored data. The default behavior when users are authenticated is that they will see a list of folders and then choose their folder before they choose the job they want to print, okay? Now on my 527, this will be the optimized version, I've modified that setting to be assist users to their jobs. So if they're authenticated, they won't have to choose the folder, they'll just be taken directly to their jobs, okay? So that'll be nice. Also on the 527, in terms of optimization, I've moved the print from job storage application out from under the print submenu. So I can just go right into job storage without having to look through the different other print methods. So that'll save me just a little bit of time when I'm pulling the jobs. The next set of settings is here under access control. So let me get my devices rolling there. By default, the print from job storage application is set up in access control something like this, okay? So guests have access to pretty much everything, including ability to view other specific users' jobs and folders, and they don't have to authenticate to get in, okay? So I'm just leaving that kind of basically what it is. On the 527, though, I'm making 2 changes, and that is that I'm locking down the print from job storage application. So I'm going to require a user to enter in a PIN code in order to access the application. And the second thing is that for users, the ability to view other specific users' jobs and folders, I'm disabling that ability for logged in users. And what that means is that when I log in, the only folder that I'm going to be able to see is my own, even if there's other folders. Okay, so first of all, this is going to make it more secure, so I can't see who else is printed or what their jobs are. And the second thing is that if I do end up going out to look at the folders, I only have one folder to find, right? Just my own, and that'll be the only one there. So that'll make it a little bit easier, okay? And because I'm requiring you to log in, I also created some user accounts here on this device. And the key with these is that I entered a network username and associated those with the user. And why this is important is because when I print to job storage, I'm also tying that job to a network username. And so if I can get my user access code to match with the username that I printed to from job storage, I'm going to eliminate the steps of having to unlock my jobs, because when you use PIN to print, all you're really doing is authenticating yourself. You're just authenticating that you should be able to pull those jobs. Well, if I already entered a user access code and I've already authenticated myself, then there's no reason to authenticate a second time. And so you'll see that the printer will just open those jobs for me. This doesn't work if you're using secure encrypted print. Okay, so if you're encrypting your print job with a password, which is an option in the driver, then you'll still have to decrypt it with the encryption key that you type in. So in the devices, those are the changes I've made. The other change I've made, which you'll see, is in the driver. I've defaulted to job storage with a PIN in the 527. So I'm eliminating basically all the steps that are in the driver. So now let's kind of see this live in action. So here in my 586, I'm going to launch my remote control panel so I can release. And now I'm going to start here with a print job. Okay, so this is the flow that you have. You have a print job. You'd click File, Print. You would choose your driver or print queue that you want to look at, 586. You'd click Preferences. You'd navigate over to Job Storage, click Personal Job, and then make job private and secure. You'd click Pin to Print, and then you type in a PIN code. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I click print. It'll say, hey, my job's been stored. Okay, now I go to my front panel. I'd walk over there, right? So this little paper indicates that it's getting the data for that job. So I'd click print. And then I will go to the print from job storage application. Okay, and then I have to choose the folder. So I'd choose my folder. Now you see there's another user's folder here, the Scoon MJ2. His job is private and locked, but you see that I can still see his list there. And if I had a lot of users, I'd have to scroll through this list to find my folder. As is, it's right there. Now I have to unlock my job, and I'm going to type my PIN code, 1, 2, 3, 4. My job is unlocked. I select it, and I click print. Okay, and there he goes. My job is now printing. Okay, that's not a bad process, and that's what the default process looks like, okay? But there's a couple things that we can improve on. So I'm going to end that session, come over here to my 527, which is now optimized, and I'm going to remote control panel into that, okay? So now I'm back here at my job to print. I'm going to click File, and I'm going to click Print, and I'm going to find my driver, and then I'm just going to click Print. Okay, and again, I've defaulted all this stuff in there. So it's already stored. So I push OK. So that simplified the process. Now my print from job storage is here on my front panel. So I'm going to click it, and it's going to ask me to sign in. So I'm going to have to enter in a PIN code. Now I'm signed in. Now it took me straight to my jobs, and you see it unlocked all my jobs. Even though I had sent these with 2 different PIN codes, before it unlocks all the jobs, even if you've got different PIN codes. Then I can select my job and click print. Okay, so quite a few steps reduced when using this method. Okay, I don't have to go into the driver preferences. I don't have to go into the print submenu. I don't have to pick my folder. I don't have to unlock all my different jobs separately with the different PIN codes. It's just all unlocked and ready to go. One more thing I want to show you, which is if you're in here and print from job storage, again, you go straight to your folder, and if I went back to all the folders, I don't see anybody else's folder. You see, I have these generic ones plus my own, okay? I want to just show you that this does work. I'm going to sign in with a different PIN code, which is the other user that I have here. Sign in. Again, it takes me to my jobs, but you see it's a different folder. And again, this user, if I go back out here, can only see that folder. Okay, so this makes it really, really easy. So if it's somebody that you're going to be using job storage quite a bit, especially with a lot of different users, there's just a few of these settings you can change, which will make this much easier and much more like a pull print solution and much quicker to pull all their jobs from. So that's how you simplify this whole process of job storage.